What if the next great war isn't just a story from history books? What if it's already brewing right now behind the scenes? Could World War III truly be on the horizon? And if it happens, what will become of us? Stay with me as we uncover the chilling possibilities, the hidden triggers, and the haunting aftermath of humanity's next potential catastrophe. But first, why is no one talking about the small sparks that might ignite this global inferno? World War III, are we ready? A century ago, humanity faced not one but two catastrophic global wars. Millions died, empires fell, and entire cities were reduced to rubble. But here's the twist. Both wars began with events so seemingly insignificant, few believed they could spiral into global chaos. An assassination, a broken treaty, a forgotten alliance. Here's a chilling thought. If history has taught us anything, it's that the sparks of war often go unnoticed until it's too late. Could we be ignoring these sparks today? Let's look at the signs. Where are the fault lines today? Our world is divided by invisible fault lines. Let's start in the Pacific. The South China Sea, a region where trade worth trillions passes every year. But here's the catch. China claims it as its own, sparking tension with neighboring nations and the U.S. Next, the Taiwan Strait, a potential flashpoint between China and the U.S. Taiwan, a democratic nation, is seen by China as a breakaway province. The world holds its breath every time military jets buzz this narrow corridor. And in Europe, the story gets darker. Russia's invasion of Ukraine has shaken the West. NATO is watching, but so is Russia. Could a single miscalculation escalate this into a NATO-Russia war? If war starts here, would the rest of the world stay out, or would alliances drag us all in? The triggers we can't ignore. 1. Nationalism on the rise. Nationalism is making a comeback. Countries are arming themselves like never before. But here's the scary part. When nations start thinking they're invincible, history tells us war often follows. 2. Resource wars. The fight for resources is no longer just about oil. Today, it's water, rare earth minerals, and even technology. The question isn't if, but when these battles will boil over. 3. Technology and cyber warfare. Imagine a war fought with keyboards, satellites, and drones instead of soldiers. A single cyber attack could take down a nation's power grid, banking system, or defense network. Could World War III already have started in cyberspace? How could WW3 begin? Scenarios. Let's paint a picture because sometimes imagining the unimaginable is the best way to prepare. Scenario 1. A miscalculation in the South China Sea. A U.S. warship and a Chinese destroyer collide. What happens next? Scenario 2. NATO responds to an incident in Eastern Europe. Russia retaliates. How quickly does this spread? Scenario 3. Cyber warfare paralyzes critical systems in the U.S. or Europe. Retaliation follows, but was the attacker even a nation? Or an AI out of control? Which of these scenarios do you think is most likely? Let me know in the comments. The world after WW3. Let's ask the hardest question of all. What happens if we lose control? First, the human cost billions could die, displaced by conflict or famine. Next, the environmental toll, nuclear winter could darken our skies for years. Crops fail, ecosystems collapse. Finally, the political reshuffle. Would new superpowers emerge? Or would humanity fracture into chaos? But here's the hope. History shows us that even in the darkest times, humanity finds ways to rebuild. Could we? How do we stop WW3? Here's the good news. WW3 isn't inevitable. It's up to us. Diplomacy can diffuse tensions. Cooperation on global challenges like climate change can unite us. And investing in education, dialogue, and trust can make war a relic of the past. Do you believe we can stop it? Or are we doomed to repeat history? World War III is a terrifying thought, but it's also a wake-up call. We have the power to choose a different path. The question is, will we use it? Let's commit to understanding, acting, and choosing peace over destruction. If this video made you think, share it. Let's start a conversation that matters. Don't forget to subscribe for more thought-provoking content. Together, we can build a world that doesn't just survive, but thrives.